There you go. Gonzalo, you have my Buble here in the room. You have 10 minutes for the interview, and I will let you know when you have time for one last question, okay?
Thank you very much, Michael. It's a pleasure to see you today.
No, señor, it's mi placer. En serio.
So you speak a little Spanish. I understand that.
¿Por qué tú dices pequeño, a little Spanish?
Well, but it's great to see you. And I was thinking that I had the chance about 20 years ago to hear your first record. And I was thinking that in that time I was asking myself how these talented new boys was in the music business a long time ago. You have such inspiration. And right now you are also turning around the record business and with this new record. How do you feel about being such a long time with such a great success?
Suerte, really lucky and really grateful. And I'm really enjoying doing this. And more than that, every record that you make is like a snapshot, a Polaroid of your life. And this record is a snapshot and a Polaroid of my life. And right now my life is really good. I have a healthy family, and I got to make the record of my dreams, man. Like I got to make an ambitious, crazy, difficult, beautiful collection of songs that are the best I've ever had in my life. And I worked with the most amazing, Greg Wells is the most amazing producer, and Bob Rock is the most amazing, and Alan Chang and Jason Goldman. I sang with Willie Nelson, and I have Sir Paul McCartney producing. It's like a dream team. I feel like I assembled the Avengers, and
and you being Captain Canadian?
Yeah, Captain Canada, exactly. and now that it's beautiful to do all that hard work and to enjoy making the process was so beautiful. But now to see that it's finally out and I can see that it's moving people, and obviously it's beautiful to have a #1 album. It's beautiful. That's huge for us, but so cool to have success and to be able to share it with these beautiful people.
Well, to have a #1 record, you have to be to be such talented, but also to have a great work. How was the process to choose the songs? How do you get to give one song of Bob Dylan, of this one of Paul McCartney, for example?
Well, it's a difficult process. Firstly, I have to love a song. If you're listening to one of my records and you see a song, even if I wrote it or if I covered it, I'm in love with it. In love. I'm passionate about it. But then secondly, if you hear it, then you understand that I feel I have come up with a concept that deserves to have covered the song. So I have to come up with a unique and special, and I think for me, a version that deserves to be on the record. And that's more difficult because many times I'll record something, but I don't think it's good enough. And so, for instance, the song Bring It On Home to Me. This is the 4th time I've tried to record that song. And 3 times before, I love the song, but 3 times before, no, it wasn't good enough. And finally, I unlocked the code, I unraveled and found the key. And now I feel it deserves to be put out into the universe because I think I found a way that allowed me to feel personally that I deserve to sing the song.
How to process the frustration of not searching and not getting the code? How to get along and say, well, it's not the time for this song, but there will be some time to make it and feel it.
It's frustrating for sure. But I think in the same way that it's frustrating, people that love crossword puzzles or solving riddles or, going to play, to go to a maze, yeah, it's frustrating, but there's also something beautiful and fun about the challenge. What a beautiful challenge to set for yourself, to try to unlock it. And if it was so easy, it would be boring. If it was too easy, then I think I wouldn't be as interested in doing it. I like that it's hard. And by the way, it should be hard because you shouldn't just be able to take any song you want and just, because that's just karaoke. Anybody can do that. I think it's the difference. It's funny when you go and see American Idol or The Voice, many times, you see now, there's great singers. A million people have great voices. But there's a big difference between a great voice and an artist. And I think that's where it really changes.
How to get the song to be of yourself, to be your song. For example, I was thinking about Make You Feel Your My Love of Bob Dylan. I know millions of versions, one of them of Adele. How to make it your song?
Well, I think the biggest part is you said it was interesting when you said, you know, you need to learn to make it your own. But in order to make something your own, you have to know who you are. And that is something that was way easier said than done, because a lot of us don't know who we are. People don't have a very clear and concise vision of who they are as an artist. And it's interesting, you know, many times when I speak to my friends now at the record company, and I say to them, what's the difference between the kid who comes in and gets signed to your label and the kid who doesn't get signed? And the answer many times is, well, the kid who gets signed has a clear vision of who he is and what he wants. And it gives us a sense of security in knowing, okay, at least he knows or she knows what this is and how to you know, continue the growth of whatever they're doing. But it's tough when you don't have an identity, because it's hard for us. We all have to find our identity.
When do you find your identity? Because I was thinking about...
I was 15 years old when I started singing in the nightclubs. You know, it's interesting. Yeah. Well,
no, please.
Very similar to Luis Miguel in the way that, you know, Luis Miguel, if people don't know who Luis Miguel is, and I'm not saying similar in my life, I didn't have a hard life and I didn't have the relationship with my father, things like this, but I was working. I was 15, I was 16, and I was already working in the clubs and working and playing for audiences and fighting, you know. And I think you find out who you are. You know, Luis Miguel, he found out who he was too, but it wasn't when he was 15. You know, it started to take him some time to learn to, you know, do these things and to find who you are and to live life and to fall in love and to have your heart broken, to suffer. And these things create you. And in turn, you find the artist inside you and you find out how to make the vision you have turn into a reality.
My last question, Michael, is this. As I told you, I have the privilege to hear your first record 20 years ago. How do you see yourself in the next 20 years?
I love you for asking that. And I love you for listening to my music for 20 years. But I honestly don't know how to see myself tomorrow. I'm just trying my best. I'm trying my best to, you know, it's funny. We always tell our kids to do things, you know, treat people the way they want to be treated, you know, be kind, be in the moment. And I tell my kids all the time, be in the moment, be in the moment. And I find that I have a hard time to be in the moment. And so I think the best thing I can do for myself is to just try to be here with you right now and really be present. Because if I think about my stupid things I did 20 years ago or 15 years ago, I suffer. And if I start thinking about the future, I worry because my false self only tells me bad things are going to happen. So the only way I truly find happiness is by trying to force myself to really be present in the moment. Like I tell my babies all the time, hey, Noah, Eli, be in the moment with Papi. Because today, if you're in the moment with me, it will be the best moment that you have all day.
Well, I see you joyful, and I appreciate that you share your joy with us today.
Likewise, my friend. It was a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure to talk to you. I can't wait to see you again.